Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we have something that I haven't done in quite some time. We've got some new wallets to talk about. So I went down the rabbit hole of wallets, a couple years back, where I started trying the various different kinds of wallets, and then truth be told, I just found the one I liked and didn't see a need for more wallets, but boredom got the best of me. So here we are. So we've got two wallets from OpenSea Leather, and let's take a look at them here. So the first one we have is the Topsider, and this is in Kangaroo leather, which is my first time ever. It's kind of first time ever I've touched Kangaroo, so this was kind of a curiosity buy. And it's supposed to be thinner and stronger, and thinner it is. I mean, this is just like, this almost feels like, it definitely feels cheaper. It's like very thin, very flimsy. Almost feels like cloth-like, not leather. But we'll come back to that one. And then the other one I got was the Mini Gundeck, and this is a very cool color. It's like a teal color. I don't know if the light or it's coming across on camera because it looks a little bluish to me, but it's actually like a teal color. It looks very, very cool. Now, a quick trip down memory lane is that my very first wallet that I got, I guess I shouldn't say first wallet, my first kind of, call it craft wallet, was the Hobei from Das O Fin, as it used to be called. So this was kind of like my first craft type wallet, and I liked it. But one of the complaints, if you watch my video about it, was it was a little too big. When I say big, it was just like when you put cards in here. I mean, you've got a ton of extra space. And again, I'm speaking from my point of view. For some people, they carry a lot of cards, cash. That makes sense. For me, I'm a very minimalist. So to me, it just wasn't my cup of tea. So in the end, I got curious, and I got the Gundeck. Just because I've never had a kind of a horizontal type wallet, so I was kind of curious to try it. And I like the wallet, but I kind of ran into a little bit of the same problem as well. When you put the cards in, a little on the big side. Now, not as bad as that one, but still, could be smaller. And that's where these two enter. So it sounds like Michael over at OpenSea Leather must have watched my video, because he shrunk these down now to make them kind of a more minimalist type of wallet. So if we look at a Topsider now, now you can put it in there and pretty much all space is used. And then you close it up. Although, one thing I'm noticing about this kind of flimsy leather is it doesn't close very easily. And actually, I'm already seeing kind of the first challenge. So one of the problems I had with this one is that you can see I had to cut it here. It's not the best cutting job. This is the first one I ever did. But I did that because I wanted it to close, evenly. Not like this. See how this one closes? It kind of sticks out, kind of looks a little sloppy. And I feel like it's only to get kind of see here. And part of the problem is that I think when he makes these wallets, he measures it up to the seam, but it's virtually impossible to get anything that close to the seam. So this have to be a modification here. I might have to just slice a little bit off, but we'll come back to that one as well. But yeah, but ideally the wallet's shrunk now, and then you also have an extra pocket, which is kind of cool. So this one at first glance might dethrone or be a first good competitor to my reigning champion, which is the Franklin. So I love the Franklin. I actually had 3 of them. I gave one to my brother, but these are by far my most used wallets. So we'll come back to those in a second as well. But so this one I like. First impression is great. I'm not so sure I'm going to be a fan of this Kangaroo leather. It's a little too flimsy for me, I think, but we'll see how it ages. Maybe it'll kind of, toughen up a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. And now, let's look at the Gundeck Mini. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, wow. So this one's definitely a mini. So this one is like literally no room to spare. It's actually almost a little on the too small side. Yeah, this one's gonna take some breaking in. Oh geez, yeah, this one is very tiny. I mean, I almost wonder if it's too tiny. Jeez. So actually, let me see if it'll handle my current wall load. So this is my mini Franklin I've just been using recently. I've got it loaded, but it's not overloaded. It's got a little room to spare. So if we take this and put it in here, actually let's start with this one. Let me see if this one can kind of at least match. Yeah, it can't. So this one. All right, let me take out. So I carry a tool in here, which is like a folding knife, which is a little on the thicker side. So let's remove that. And there we go. So now it can. But yeah, this flap is going to get annoying. Yeah, the problem with this flap is because it's so flimsy, it's not strong enough where you can just kind of one-hand it. Yeah, see, like this one, you can one hand open, you know, one hand close because it's thick enough. This one is going to take some getting used to, but this one is a good match for the Finnigan. And I do like the extra pocket. That'll definitely be helpful. But yeah, this is gonna need a little breaking in. But this one, yeah, it's a little less capacity than like the Franklin or the mini Franklin. Not by much. I mean, it's basically this tool, which is maybe like 2 cards. And for those wondering what this is, let me quickly show you. This is actually a pocket knife, or I guess not a pocket knife, maybe a wallet knife, but it folds into a knife. So you basically go fold it over. And there you go, and you got yourself a knife. So kind of a cool little gizmo, but yeah, not the point of the review. But yeah, so this one is tight. Now I'm curious to see if the Gundeck will match, well, the Gundeck Mini, I should say, will match the other ones. So this one will have to split into two here because it's never going to be able to accept it all. I'm just flipping over some cards so I don't flash my credit card numbers across the screen. So if we put the brunt in the back, and then we put 2 cards up front. Yeah, geez, so looks like 2 cards in the front is pushing it. But yeah, this one's tight. That's for sure. So this one's going to take a little breaking in. But I do love it though. I love the color. I love the color selection I made, the teal with the white stitching. So I like this one a lot actually. Open it up. But yeah, this one's going to take a little... Because like I said, like this Gundeck I've actually used, carried, and like I said, it's a smidgen too big. You know, not like this one I thought was too big, the Hobei. But this one is just like a hair too big in terms of depth and width, because... Also, when you put your card in there, it's like in there, man. I mean, like, so it's like, I mean, it's in there. So this one was just a little too big here and here, but I think this one the mini Gundeck might have gone a little too mini, but we'll see. But I definitely like this one so far. So out of the 2 new ones I think I'm happier with this one. And it could be because of the leather. This Kangaroo leather just feels kind of weird, but. You know, how often do you get to try a Kangaroo wallet? So I'll have to give this one more time. But yeah, so that's kind of the first impression video of these. So far, they're interesting. I'll definitely carry them for a little bit longer and come back and make a follow-up video maybe in like, I don't know, a month or 2. Or maybe I'll start with one. I'll have to figure out which one I want to go with first. But yeah, this one's going to take a little breaking into, that's for sure. Because again, I mean, yeah, getting your cards out, it's not going to be easy at the store. So I might have to kind of play around with this one some more. Actually, maybe what I'll do with this one is I'll load it up with some cards and let it sit for a month. And then maybe I'll start with the Topsider first, since it, for the most part, is good to go already. We just have to modify it. And this one I might just load up with a couple cards and let it sit for a few weeks while I test drive this one, and then come back to it And if that doesn't do it, then the other trick is to get it wet, which I don't want to do because you kind of lose some color from the leather, I feel like. But if you get this wet and then load up with cards, you can kind of stretch it a little more to your liking, but hopefully this will do the job too. So just kind of overload it with a couple cards, and then we'll let this one sit and let it kind of slowly stretch out. Maybe I'll bring it not into the shower with me, but just in the bathroom where it gets steamy. Maybe just getting exposed to some humidity will help speed it up. But I do like this one. Very happy with this one. Just need to stretch it out. And then this one we're obviously going to modify. So maybe we'll do that in the video. But let me first talk about my other wallets, because I've had some requests to show kind of how they've patinaed and aged. Now, I don't have my Johnny wallet. I can't find that one. I think my son has it, so it won't be in the video here, unfortunately. But let's obviously begin with kind of my two older ones. So the Hobey. It has darkened. I think it was like a lighter color, not quite as light as this, but it was a lighter color. I don't know if you can, actually here you can kind of see it in there. So it has kind of patina, darkened a little bit, but not much use from this wallet. Obviously I used it in the beginning when I first got it, but once I got these, this just hasn't gotten used to it, which is a shame because it is a cool, nice wallet. It just, again, a little on the bigger side, bigger than I'd like it to be, but very nice wallet. Then came the Gundeck, which, while also a little too big, I managed, not too big. This one I've made to work. It's darkened as well. This was a much lighter blue when I first got it, so it has darkened into like a navy blue. I don't know if I have any like blue spots anywhere to show the before. Actually, you can kind of see it down there. I probably can't on camera, but it was a lighter blue. So it darkened and taken on a few scuffs and scratches. After that, I think is when I first discovered the Franklin, and I had the third color, the russet, which I gifted to my brother. But these are my most carried used wallets. So this is the Buck Brown, and you can kind of see a nice patina on this one. A lot of use on this one, by far probably the one I've used the most, but still holds up really strong. I mean, no damage, no holes, no tears. I mean, that's what I like about these other wallets. It just will last a long time. But yeah, I'm very happy with this wallet. It's been like my favorite one for quite some time. This is just the olive variant of it. Same thing. It's kind of darkened a little bit, not a whole lot. You can kind of see a little patina along the edges, kind of getting darker. But again, awesome wallet. And then after these, I think is when I then tried I think this is the Benjamin, if I recall correctly. I'm trying to remember some of the names now. Let me just pull up the website to reorientate myself with the name of it. I'm trying to remember what this one was called. I thought it was called the Benjamin because it's supposed to be for carrying money. I don't even see it on his website anymore, so I don't know if he even I don't know if he even makes it anymore. But anyway, this was actually kind of a mess up on my part, because this wallet came with a very long flap, and it kind of folded over into here, or folded over into here. I can't remember what it was, but it was obviously made the wallet much thicker. And I mean, it's like you're unrolling this giant piece of leather every time you want to use it. So my fault. So I did cut it shorter, and then I cut a slit here to make it kind of like almost like a Finnigan, just a little bit bigger. And it's actually suited me really well. This actually also has been one of my more carried wallets, just because it's so practical, because it has a few advantages. One, you get better organization with this one, and you get a cash slot. So I've used this wallet anytime I have to travel and I have to carry more stuff, like more cards and cash. This makes it way easier to, like, especially if you're flying, you can put your IDs more accessible, your credit cards accessible. You can slip some cash back here and close it all down. And you know, this one's actually worked really well. Like, it almost should be something he makes normally. But Worked really well. Then came the Franklin, I believe this one is. And what made this one unique is it's got no stitching. It's all one piece of leather, which, to be honest, I don't quite like a lot because it made the wallet much thicker than it had to be. So basically, because you have two pieces of leather flapping over, you can see how thick this leather is. I mean, this is probably like the equivalent of almost carrying an extra, you know, it's almost like 2 cards. It's like carrying an extra 3 or 4 credit cards in your wallet with these flaps. So for that reason, because I'm a minimalist, I didn't quite like it a lot. But again, it's kind of same kind of Franklin vibe to it, you know, as it works. This one I had to modify, make it a little bit deep in this groove. It was a little too tight to kind of get your cards out. I want to be able to like get my cards out easier, so that was my modification to this one. But truthfully, not a lot of use out of this wallet. For that reason, it's just too thick. You know, I mean, if you're gonna make it thick, I mean, there's no benefit, I feel like, to this design other than maybe I think it saves cost. But I would much rather have it just stitched together and make it work better. So that's that one. Then I decided to try the mini Franklin, which very similar to the Franklin, except really the only difference is instead of having a piece of leather flap over, it folds in, so it does kind of cut down a little bit on the thickness of the wallet. But capacity wise, it's almost identical. You can maybe carry like an extra card with this one, but I mean, for the most, really, it's the same wallet, just a different shutting mechanism. But I like this one a lot as well. So I'd say between these three, by far the most use out of these wallets. Super small, especially this one. I might actually pick up another one of these in a different color. I might get the russet because I like how the russets age. But very happy with it. And then lastly came the Big Fin, and this one I got just to try it. I knew I probably wouldn't like it because of its size, but you can see it's a big wallet. It's too big for me. I mean, I find this very uncomfortable to hold in my pocket, especially side pocket. This has to be a rear pocket carry, and it's just too big, too wide, too heavy. I'm not like I said, I don't carry enough stuff. I mean, this is all I carry. Oh. I mean, what I carry is this. It fits in here, so I just don't have a use for it. But I just wanted to try it, see what it's like. So this one, I've only probably used for a few weeks just to test it. When I first got it, I used it for a couple of weeks just to get a review in. But being newer, not a lot of patina on it. So this one, you can actually see the patina characteristics from oldest to newest. So you can kind of see this russet color is the one to go. It kind of has a nice, gets darker. This one's probably my oldest one I have out of the group here. But yeah, that one. And then as an honorable mention, I did pick up this one from a leather maker out in Poland. It's called Wild Leather, and this was kind of pre-COVID, where I thought maybe, and this is where I was still kind of transitioning from like a bifold wallet into these kind of top wallets. So I don't know, kind of wanted to test it out. It's a cool wallet, but not a whole lot of use. I kind of thought this would be like my formal wallet, like, you know, for, I don't know, weddings or business trips or something like that, but didn't really end up using it a whole lot. But nevertheless, cool wallet. And then Johnny wallet is the green one. I have a green Johnny wallet. Unfortunately, I don't have it here handy at the time of this video, so I'll try to see if I can get my hands on it when I come back to do an update on these two. So that is going to wrap up today's video. Any questions, let me know. And I'm really looking forward to trying both of these out to see how I like them. Definitely have to, actually, you know what? Let's do this right now. We got to modify this wallet. It's going to drive me nuts. So we need some kind of straight edge to cut it. This will work perfectly. And here's usually how I modify these. You just kind of want to get a straight edge to rest your knife against and let it rip. You know, I have my Spyderco knife that's like super sharp, but can't find it. I have a feeling somewhere in one of my pants pockets, but I don't feel like digging for it. So this might be my next sharpest knife, because you want a sharp knife to kind of go through it in one swoop. And then you want some kind of cutting surface to do this on, so we'll do this on his box. And let's hope I don't screw it up here. It'd probably be better if I didn't do it on camera because it's in the way, but so you basically want to line up how much you want to remove, and then you let it rip. Okay, so we cut some off. All right, so this is how much I took off. You want to kind of start smaller, work your way up, because you can always take more. So there we go. And now we've got a more even close. So that might just be fine. Let's see, do I want to take maybe a little bit more off? And it seems like really it's right here, catching. That's where it's catching. So I think that over there it's good. It's almost just like right here. Needs a little bit more. But it's not bad, it's close. I think I just need like a hair more. So let's put this back on. And let's see if I can just take a smidgen off here. This time I'm actually going to start a little higher up to make it more uniform. Okay, so you got it on. You want to hold on tight. Okay, so this time I took off, you can see just a hair. And now I think it's better. So now you can see we've got a more of a symmetrical. You know, to be honest, I don't know if I can take more off still. No, it's good. So this is what I mean. That's kind of, and I have to do that with my whole bay too. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I'm a little OCD. I like it to be nice and uniform. So that's all it takes to modify these. And what I might do now is just to kind of, actually I don't know if the corner's fine, but I was going to try to match the other side. But how was it before? Yeah, before it had a little, yeah, so before it had a matching corner, so maybe we'll, actually maybe not leave it. I'll make it easier to put it in. Let me see, where's it going? Alright, let's do it. So I'm just going to take a little bit off the corner just to match the other side. There we go. So now it kind of matches that one. And that's it. So a quick impromptu wallet modification. So, but yeah, there we go. So this one, very light. I'm impressed how light and thin this feels. I mean, this really feels like almost nothing. I'm anxious to see actually how this kangaroo leather holds up, ages and patinas. I never owned kangaroo leather, so I have no clue how this kind of, you know, what happens to it over time. Does it thicken or not, or does it patina? No clue, but we'll find out. Alright guys, this went longer than I expected, but I'll come back in about a month or so with an update, at least on one of these. Maybe both of them, but this one I think I might have to sit for a while to stretch out before I can use it. And then this one I'm probably going to start using today. That's it. Have a good rest of your day, and I will catch you on the next one.